The construction of society is something we don't often consider, that the tacit rules that govern our behavior just exist and have been decided on without our consent. That these societal ideas make up the construction of our community, and what is genuine is truly lost. That the characters in my teen romantic comedy Is Not As I Expected Snafu all struggle with this, with fighting against the facades they are so comfortable with, the construction of themselves. And that is the underlying message throughout the show, that things are not as they seem with our characters, that they all have a facade that they put up. And as the narrative progresses, we continually peel back the layers of their humanity and their hypocrisy, till we start to see who they truly are, what their genuine selves are. Hachiman is a loner curmudgeon, Yui is a bimbo nice girl, and Yukino is the put-together know-it-all. Their characters are framed through these quirks, and for much of the first half of Snafu do these archetypes hold true. But they're merely facades for the real them, masking insecurities with defense mechanisms to fit in or to protect themselves because they don't. Hachiman is actually a self-sacrificial nice guy who tries to help others. Yui is often selfish for selfless reasons and is the most perceptive one in the group. Yukino is someone who is haunted by family expectations and is needy. That is their facade, and the narrative revolves around these characters negotiating their feelings and future in the face of this, realizing who they truly are and becoming better selves. And this is the brilliance of this story. It's not only a critique of the rom-com genre, but it's also an expository on humans framed through the facade of youth. It's a coming-of-age story told through the difficulties of being yourself, that to find true happiness, you need to search for what is genuine. And Wataru puts his characters through hell to find this. Hachiman's methods are often torn apart by his peers and friends. Yui endures the pain of love and fearing of losing that which she loves. And Yukino is burdened by trying to be her own person, separating herself from Haruno in spite of societal and familiar pressures. Snafu uses these elements to advance its story and to develop its characters. It subverts expectations of its cast to show the harsh reality of high school politics. How our characters perform roles to fit into this society of teenagers. What you see isn't what you get, and that's true to life. While this anime isn't a deconstruction of the genre, I would argue it's more of a deconstruction of high school society, stripping it down to its simplest form and allowing us to see the superficial. Our main trio yearns for something genuine, and we see it juxtaposed to Hayama's group of friends. They're consistently not honest with each other, trying to keep together this facade of closeness. Hina doesn't want to be true to her feelings to Toby, so she contracts a service club to prevent a confession from him, fearing what rejection might do to their group. Yumiko isn't honest with Hayama on how she feels, and Hayama keeps his friends in the dark about his future, and the group is at constant conflicts over the relationships between themselves, needing Hayama at one point in the series to keep them together and friendly. These characters aren't framed as bad people or not being good friends, but rather having a superficial relationship. They lack the truth and understanding that the service club is searching for, and because of this, Hayama's friends are great foils for the service club. One group is a prototypical high school clique, and the other is desperately searching for something genuine, to break the mold of conventional society, to move beyond these constructions. The foil Hayama provides Hachiman is another element that elevates the idea of constructed superficialities. Hayama is the it guy. He has good looks, popularity, and has an outward sense of justice, and he's respected. Hachiman is quite the opposite. He's a loner, has dead fish eyes, and he's outcasted. People think he's weird, and his sense of justice is the ends justify the means. Hachiman isn't above lies and trickery to do the right thing, and he admits that. Hayama thinks he is and won't. He acts not only as Hachiman's foil, but a representation of the anime's theme. Mostly how oppressive society can be, Hayama lives as a product of that system, while Hachiman lives outside of it. Wataru even sits Hachiman against a wall in class, the opposite of sitting by the window trope. He is outside the norm, and he's truly an outsider. However, they're both oppressed by society, just in different ways. Hachiman was forced out for not changing, while Hayama conformed to fit in. In the first season, Hachiman says what I believe to be the best line in the show. Saying I can change myself is just admitting defeat in order to adapt to this cold, cruel world so that you can be its slave. It's no more than a basis for deceiving yourself and decorating it with pretty words. Hachiman is against conforming to the constructions of society. He is a character that tries to be honest with himself, but he always wasn't like that. The irony here is that Hachiman did change, but for the right reasons. He didn't change to fit into a superficial society. He opened himself up to people that he loves, Yui, Yukino, and Komachi, searching for something genuine. He craves understanding, and this pushes him forward. It pushes him, who has put up walls all his life, to let them down, to let Yukino and Yui in. Despite all that happens, he knows that this is worth it. It's why his something genuine scene is so powerful. Because for the first time, he sits in front of Yui and Yukino, looking them eye to eye. The long table in the service club is a metaphor for the space that Hachiman has for everyone. He always sits alone at the end, while Yui and Yukino sit together. But for the first time, he goes to them. He crosses the space that he created, and he opens up in a way that he never has before, to break down what isn't real and to find the truth in their relationship. If you've ever read the feminist Judith Butler, then you're familiar with gender performance. That gender is a social construction, and we as people are performing gender rather than being gender. And while Snafu isn't an anime about gender, I feel like Butler's theories apply here as well. Our characters are performing roles to be a part of high school society. They aren't these tropes, but are in fact performing them. That these are their facades, and much like how gender is sometimes confining, so are these facades. And life isn't about being alone, but it also isn't about conforming. Life is about understanding, loving, getting hurt, and learning. It's about breaking free from all the BS and to just be happy. It's a journey to find and to better yourself, to find what is genuine, to move on from the construction of yourselves. Hello and welcome to Subtitled. I'm Giancarlo Navas, and that was my video on Snafu or OreGairu. Something I've been wanting to do for a while since I started the channel. This was supposed to be a joint video between Snafu and Toradora, because I think Toradora has a lot of the same themes of characters that are kind of, their exteriors are different from their interiors, and these facades help promote character development and to relay the narrative's themes. But I love Snafu so much that I really wanted to dedicate more to it. I didn't want to leave anything out, so I ended up just doing it all Snafu. I really love Toradora, so I'll probably work with it in the future. But I've been really excited to do this. If you watch this channel or follow me on Twitter or anything, you know how much I love UFO. And I think UFO is one half of who I am, and Snafu is the other. If UFO's how I feel, Snafu's how I think. So I was really excited to do this video and to work on this. Please enjoy. I hope you guys liked it. Follow me on social media at Subtitled Anime on Twitter, at gnavas103 for my personal Twitter account, and if you want to follow me on Instagram to see my adventures around the world, you can follow me at gnavas103 there as well. Keep on the lookout. I have a big video planned for the future in the next couple weeks. I hope I can get it done. I know that I'm a little slow, but I really appreciate all you guys watching. I can't believe I got over 100 subs. To me, that's kind of weird and amazing. Thank you guys so much, and keep watching.